Well, my dear students, my purpose of coming in front of you is to encourage each one of you into the field of research. Social science research, as you all know, is an inquiry from the known to the unknown, an exploratory study where the more intensive you go, the better are the results. So my main idea of coming in front of you is primarily to tell you how to go about with research. The biggest issue faced by most researchers are those who want to go for research, or those who are interested in research, or those who are compelled to do research, is what should be our topic. The topic is the most important aspect of any research. Many say data collection, analysis are all important. Everything is fine, but it should all pertain to your topic, the objectives that you are able to make from your topic, the hypothesis that you are going to set from the topic, and the questionnaire that you prepare on the basis of your topic. So what is crucial is to decide what should be a particular topic, how to frame a topic, how to go about with research is what I thought I would share my limited knowledge with all of you. Yes, my dear friends, I do have 25 years research experience behind me, and that makes me feel that I could share some of my experiences with you, which should enable you to feel that research is easy. It's not difficult. But to make it easy, what is required is well-planned study. What is required is a strategy. Most often, what happens is compulsions force a person to go in for research. They straight away go to certain research guides and say, "Sir or madam, I want to do research." So the research guides naturally ask them, "Have you thought of any area?" They have not thought of any area, because most people feel that it is the responsibility of the research guide or the research supervisor to decide what your topic is. That is the first mistake. The first mistake is that no researcher should proceed to meet a better person without adequate preparation. So many come to me and ask me, "Please give us a topic." Who am I to give a topic? I am not been ordained by somebody to give topics to research students. No. So my next first question to them is, the research should come from your heart. It's you who is going to do the research, not me. I've already got my doctorate. I don't require one more. So the point here is, you have to decide on a particular perfect topic. How do you arrive at this topic? This is what I am going to explain to you in the next few minutes. Framing a topic. In my sincere opinion, that is the word which my revered guide, Dr. Jose T. Payapalli, former director of the Cochin University of Science and Technology, told me. He told me in very uncertain terms, if you are properly able to formulate a topic, frame a topic, 50% of your work is over. But if 50% of your work is over, what is required? There has to be some real homework. You will not believe it. It took us nearly 3 months to decide on the topic. The topic has to be one to the liking of the candidate. The topic should be one which the candidate should be in a position, should be really accelerated. He should be really happy to proceed with the topic. The topic should be one, when he hears about that, he or she hears about the topic, she should feel or he should feel exhilarated. Such a topic should be formulated. Victory is yours. So how do you formulate the topic? Any person who goes in for research must clearly understand that research is possible only if there is a problem. Most of us don't think it at that point. We don't think there is a problem. There has to be a research problem. Then only when there is a research problem can you do research. Then only there is scope for research. So first and foremost, you must try to determine a research problem. And this research problem, where should it be? It should be one, from the area of your interest. 2, it should be an area of relevance. 3, it should have innumerable issues related to it. Without any hesitation, I can tell you 2 areas which really helped me during my research work. One was in 1995, with the coming of globalization. Post-globalization was something which was a very interesting topic. We could easily make a comparative study pre-globalization and post-globalization. Till 2008, that was what exhilarated us. By 2008, globalization had become a little out of date. 2008 came the meltdown of the US meltdown. So there arose a good number of topics. What happened before meltdown? What happened after meltdown? Innumerable. In fact, I've been able to help a good number of foreign researchers in this field. We were actually groping in the dark. I shouldn't say COVID came as a godsend opportunity. No, I shouldn't say that. The pandemic, which has created so much of havoc, which is creating so much of havoc, which is of such great unhappiness to each one of us, has an economic dimension. So I will not be surprised in the years to come. The area of study is likely to be pre-COVID and post-COVID. This is going to be the next area of study. So here again comes very important aspects. The aspects like, yes, what was the issues related to pre-COVID? What are the issues post-COVID? Yes, my very dears, this is going to be the next area of study in the next 10 years. There is no doubt about it. Why? It is relevant. That is what I mean by relevance. So once the relevance of the study has been understood, we can start proceeding. Here is an area of interest. It is relevant. So what should we do? Do much reading. Through reading, it will be possible for us to come to a particular point. That's why I always say, first review literature before you start your study. How many works have taken place in my area of study? What is likely to be the relevance of my study in this particular area? This is something which has to be decided. So that is what I am saying. Good homework is necessary. Once you do adequate homework in this area, you can start seriously thinking about how to proceed. Many of my students who come to me say, "Sir, I don't have a research mind. I am doing research because of compulsion. If there was no compulsion, I would avoid it." I am telling you, it is just something which comes right from your heart. Because what I have seen is, desire to know and desire to explore is inherent in the human mind. So research can easily be cultivated. It is just something which you have to put some effort into. So with these things in the background, you start thinking of framing the topic. Before you meet a research guide, before you meet your research supervisor, or even a prospective research guide, what is essential is you must have a clear-cut idea about what you propose to do. Once you know what you propose to do, you can go to a guide. I've heard so many people coming and telling me, "Sir, I went with a very good proposal to a research guide and the guide just said no." What was the reason? Your inability to convince the person. Many have come to me also. When I find that they are not able to convince me, I'll tell them, "My dears, please go and do some more reading." Of course, I do suggest certain areas of study. and try to bring about a conjunction of the area of study of the person concerned and my interest. Yes, an important point. We research guides know fully well our work is to guide. So if I am to guide a student, I must know more than that student. So what do? Allow any person to take the subject of his choice, of his relevance, but I start reading more on it. Otherwise, where will I reach? So don't forget that the researchers, please remember, when you go to meet a guide, the guide concerned also has this predicament. So what should you do? There should be a clear-cut plan of action, a strategy which should enable you to have the confidence in yourself that you will be able to complete the research. Then only you should go forward. Otherwise, if you deter anywhere during your strategy itself, that means that plan of action is wrong. Think of something else. Research is one area where you have not only plan A, you should have plan B, plan C, plan D, etc. Then only research will be complete. So that is something which should be an uppermost in your mind. And once you have decided on all these ideas, you go into the stage of framing the topic. As I made a mention earlier, if you frame the topic properly, 50% of your work is over. No doubt about it. Why am I saying with so much of certainty? A properly framed topic will enable us to set the objectives precisely. The objectives can be very correctly and precisely set. Once we set the objectives, we can definitely determine the scope. In my opinion, determination of scope is a very crucial study, a very crucial part of research. What happens is most people grope in the dark regarding the scope. What is the reason? Their topic is irrelevant. The topic is not relevant. So once your topic is relevant, scope becomes very simple. So you can clearly determine the scope. Once the scope and the objectives are done, you proceed to doing good literature review. You really conceptualize the study. Conceptualization is so important. All the concepts connected, all the variables connected should be clearly identified, studied and connected. Once you are in that position, these things become again very clear. One, if your topic is properly framed, because you know exactly what the variables should be. And once you get hold of the variables, bringing about a link becomes quite simple. And once the connections all are ready, you are ready with the time has come for you to prepare the questionnaire. And when you prepare the questionnaire, you will find every question should be relevant to the topic. I've seen people coming with 150, 200 questions. Do you know the reason? The reason is they are not themselves sure of the topic. I still remember a candidate of mine, a friend of mine called me and said, please help her to formulate the questionnaire. She came with 140 questions. I just told her one important question. This is something which I would like to tell all of you. Questionnaire, the longer the questionnaire, the better it is you'll think of your research. But don't forget, you are going in front of respondents to whom you are asking these questions. Put yourself in the place of a respondent. One person comes and asks you 140 questions. Will you like it? Never. This is the problem. So the number of questions should be optimum. I always suggest if you are able to optimize the questions to around 40 to 50, it's ideal for research. How can you optimize? Again, depends upon how you have framed your topic. The framing of the topic becomes relevant even during the optimization of your questionnaire. And when you start the analysis, each point of the analysis which you will be doing to see whether the hypothesis which you have formulated is true or not, again becomes more and more relevant under the context of the topic. So the topic is something, and you know, at every stage, that's what has helped me a lot. I'm so indebted to my professor, and I think my students who have done their PhD under me also feel that. Every moment as you proceed, the topic should be uppermost in your mind. Never go outside the topic. Because once you have formulated the topic, have full faith in the topic and proceed. Now, in the days of old, it was not possible for us to change the topic once it was formulated. But these days, UGC is more considerate. UGC has allowed universities to permit students to bring about changes in their topic. I feel that was a very retrograde step. Because what happens is the topic, initial topic is just formulated and given. And at the time of the doctoral committee, you just say, this is my topic, etc., etc. And 3 months from then, you change your topic. No problem. It's a real issue to which I don't subscribe to at all. Because if you frequently change your topic, what happens is you are not directly focused on your research. So a proper formulation of your topic means the focus has been clearly found. And it is focus which alone can allow us to be a very successful researcher. So my very dears, framing the topic is important, and the framing should be done carefully with purpose, and please take time. It should not be something like 15th of July is the last date for registration, 1st of July you meet a guide, and in the next 15 days somehow or the other make a topic, prepare a synopsis, and just go and thrust it into the hands of the university. 90% of the people who have given up research did that. And research, is something which is the first thing which is likely to be postponed. Why? Postponement takes place only when persons take a particular area of study which they have not much interest. If you are really interested, I can tell you, research can be completed in 2 years. I have a friend of mine, a reverend father, who worked with me. He is not directly my student, who was principal. He was telling me, frankly, he said he took less than 1 year to finish his work. That's it. Research, if it is well and properly focused, can be completed easily. But what is necessary? The topic should be formulated, properly framed. It should enable the setting of the objectives, hypothesis, scope. All three things should come when the topic is formulated. So my dears, take time. Even if you take months, ensure that the topic formulated is properly done. Thank you.